Hey Dolph, how's it going?
Hey,
I was,
good.
I
How
was,
you doing?
I'm good. I was also actually going to ask you if you were going to be cheerleading Nikki Bella, but that question's been taken, so I guess I'll try something else. Um,
You know what? I appreciate the callback, though.
no, I was going to ask you. I know a lot of people have asked about the partnership with Drew, but I wanted to ask you a different element of it. You had an interesting year on SmackDown in 2017, and in 2018 you'd be on TV for a while, and then you'd be away, and you'd be back. And on the Superstar Shake-Up this year, you just seemed to have this fire under you straight away, even before Drew came out. And ever since then, you and Drew have been part of the biggest storyline on Raw, best matches on the show. I just wondered, is there something now that's clicking that maybe didn't click before? And why do you think this run in particular is one that everybody is loving so much?
The consistency. Nothing's different about what I'm doing. I still do the same work. I still produce the exact same stamina, education, psychology, everything that you can think of. It just so happens that, and this sounds like a wrestling promo, but it's not. I've had people in my corner before. I've had managers before, but I've also lost 99% of my matches without making myself better or sometimes the show better. In this particular case, there's no fire lit under me. There's someone who watches my back. And sometimes you have that and sometimes you don't. And sometimes it's behind the scenes, but I'm certainly one of those people. I'm not a legacy. My daddy didn't get me the job. No one put a good word in for me. All I did was work harder than everybody else, especially someone my size, to get here. And when I did, I said, I'm going to give them every excuse that they need me on this roster every single day. And now factor in having someone that actually has your back and has realistic concerns for the roster that involve you. And that has never in my career, ever, and even behind the scenes now, I'm sure that's not the case. But when you see the two of us doing what we do, it's impossible to deny it.
For sure. And one of the highlights, I guess, of this run so far has been you main evented the Extreme Rules pay-per-view with Seth Rollins and the Iron Man match. Where does that match kind of stack up for you in terms of all the matches that you've had over your career?
Seth and I have had too many good ones to have that one, make it to the top of the list. A huge factor in any match, I think, lasting a long time in my memory, or me constantly going back and looking at it, would be not just the crowd reaction, not how good the match was, not if anything's clicking, not how great I did things in that match or what I did in between doing things. The fact of the story, the build-up, and having the built-in fan base going, we want this match in the main event. That is one of the rarest things I've ever been a part of. I've constantly been, seeing things like, we don't want this guy in the main event from social media. We don't want this match. That was a match that people begged for. One, because we're two of the most premier workers in WWE, period. We're awesome at our jobs. I love that one of us is beloved and one of us is hated. I wouldn't have it any other way. But the two of us being the premier wrestlers in WWE is a huge factor. Two, the world begged for us to be in that main event. Three, the build-up for weeks and months, and even if you go back years, was all built in to that story and that match. That's what makes an awesome match. And the execution on my part could have been better, but it was a little disappointing for me.
And one of the things that you've talked about a lot in this call is, how long you've been in WWE and all the different things that you've done. What is the biggest challenge for being in WWE so long? Because, there is that thing of you're always kind of around. What's been the biggest challenge for you? Because you're still at the top of your game today, but what has been the biggest thing, and the biggest challenge so far?
The weirdest thing has never been being able to go away for a little bit. We're a little spoiled, because we have me at all times, we have me on all shows, we have me on media, we have me doing all the live events, all the overseas tours, all the promos, all the media, to where someone like The Miz goes away for a couple months at a time to do movies, goes away to do some MTV stuff. Jericho goes away 8, 9, 10 months a year. The Undertaker you see once or twice a year, sometimes 4 times. When you see me consistently for 10 years, every single day, it's unfair because you don't long to see me back in the ring. And I've always thought that there should be some way to leave for a little bit and do some other things. But I don't like, on the reverse side, I don't like missing a day of work. So on my 2 days off a week, I'll find a way to work and not miss work. So it's almost a weird thing that not being injured, not going away, has left away from my legacy people begging to see me. They're spoiled.